we're live. Being so thirsty. I hope that doesn't go up. Hi babies, welcome back to Build and Flex with Shrina, and I am called Shrina. Today we're going to be talking about mirrors. A mirror and its reflection. Let's go. Hi, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in my live video tonight. I'm tired, been cleaning around today. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Today we are going to be talking about a young man's life and why it's actually rotated around a mirror. So we are going to see, it's today's story. It's story time. Time to prepare for bed. Time to listen to stories with Shrina. And I'm called Shrina. So that is me right here. So I'll be jumping in soon. We have time today, so I might take my time. Take your time. What's the rush? The baby, take your time. What's the rush? Yep. Who's ready for today's story time? I've started a little bit late because I've been busy, but whatever. I'm gonna tell a story to whoever will be around today with me, or even for later. I think we might have some Q's and A's too in today's episode. Hi, it is story time. Mom, did you tell your daddy? Bum, 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 did he say he loved you, baby? Did you love a man like me? Da 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 da. Thank you for the flower. I'm just giving you guys time to tune in. Just like that. And I'm gonna select some good music for our story time. Well, do you love me? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. What kind of question is that one? Hi, nice to meet you from Scotland. Thank you. So baby, take your time. What's the rush? What's the rush? Wait, let me grab something real quick. And all that. And my water. Hi. Welcome to Build and Flex, and I am called Shrina. I'm called Shrina anyway. So anyway, today we are going to be talking about mirrors, and that is the story tonight. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. It's the story time. Time to hear stories and get ready for bed after the story. Exhausted and we just want to rush and go to bed. That is the reason we are here today. Ooh. Hi. Let me find a good background. So today we're going to be talking about mirrors. Everyone knows what a mirror is. You wake up in the bathroom, it's in your bathroom preparing to go to bed. It's in the living room. Some people have mirrors in the living room, and some people have mirrors. Mirrors are on your car when you're going to work. They're everywhere, okay? But today we are going to be talking about your reflection in the mirror. What is a mirror? A mirror is actually your reflection, but it's actually something deeper than that. It's not just about your reflection of your body. It is talking about your reflection inside out, your soul, your mind, your thoughts, your heart, your actions. That is what we're going to be talking about today. So, mirrors, you could be like, okay, what's up with mirrors? I'm always in the mirrors and like nothing. Yeah, okay. But today's story is actually based on mirrors. And that's why it has a deep connection to your life. I personally have had a few occasions where the mirror is actually very powerful. Sometimes one time I did, was just trying it. A mirror, what is it called? It's going out. A manifestation. And I didn't choose, so it's just when I actually use that in the morning, when I come in the morning, look at myself in the mirror, and I'll be like, okay, I look good. Even when I just woke up, I feel energized. I'm alive. Oh God, you made me so perfect. Thank you for your creation. Thank you for the time you spent on me. So by the time I actually step out, I have confidence with me that even if I made somebody outside and they said anything negative about me, I would not take it in, because I have already grounded my spirit and my soul to saying that I am perfect. And that is the power in mirrors. That's like the magic in actually looking at your reflection. But it can also come vice versa. When you wake up in the morning, look at yourself and you be like, what the hell just happened to me? Why is my nose like that? Why is my mouth so big? You know, just anything negative that you say in the morning when you're fasting, you look at yourself in the morning and you think negative. Why do I have a big tummy? So love it the way it is, because through that, when you embrace what you see in the mirror that it's good, then it starts reflecting on your body. That's why it's called a reflection. But people undermine that word reflection and they think it's something to play around. And that's why today I brought a story about this young boy and what a mirror really is. What is the deep connection connected to mirrors? What energy is that? And why? We have a song. It actually says, back at home, my mom used to sing it to me. A lady sang this song to her mom. It was like on TVs, and I've seen it at least twice or three times in my life. Growing up, but I was still, very young, and my mom could sing it to me, and I've never forgotten that. But it's called Help Me. So this lady was trying to destroy a mirror. She went and brought this mirror and brought it to the mom and said, "Mom, help me and destroy this mirror. Every time I'm looking at myself, I am growing old. I don't have a husband and I don't have a child. This mirror is so bad. Please destroy it. So it was in our local language, and if you don't know, I'm African. So it used to say, Yamba yamba ko in Damirama to just say, Mommy, come on when Davanga kadie, ngata sinam saja, sinazana na mwana, and then Dabira Mumbe, oh till she was singing, she was bringing it, and she's trying to smash it, and that's the only mirror they had in the house, and the mom is taking the mirror, give me my mirror, the girl is singing, let's break it. Okay, every time I'm looking at myself in this mirror, it tells me I'm old. I don't have a husband and I don't have a child. This mirror is so bad. And that's what she was singing about. And that is the song that I was singing to you guys. Okay? I just love it. Let me get my music and we jump right into this episode. We have a long time today. Okay? So don't be that girl who wants to destroy a mirror. But I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think she really looked old when she looked at herself in the mirror? That is the depth of mirrors. The reflection. It doesn't only reflect your body. Actually, I've already said your body is just a shell. When you come and you look yourself in the mirror, it's your thoughts that are speaking to you. You're looking at your thoughts, you're looking at your actions, you're looking at your your fears, you're looking at your truth. You're facing truth face to face. Okay? Every time you look in the mirror. So that is why a mirror has a depth, a big connection in your life, and that is why you need to start using it right. Don't wake up in the morning and look at it, but that is the reason. So that is why we are here today. Yeah, exactly. You know, and I'm gonna be bringing those stories too. Yeah, so she was crying. She was like, Nyamba yamba ko, and then Daviramo to just say, Mommy, come on, when Davanga kadie, ngata sinam saja, sinazala na mwana, Nendaviramumbi. It's like taking, I want to smash it. It's so bad. It's making me look old. I don't have a husband. I don't have a child. Please, let's smash it. The mom is like, please bring my mirror. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. So, this girl, she wasn't old. She was reflecting the fears. Every time she looked in the mirror, she said to herself, I'm aging. So these are her thoughts, and they are reflecting on her body. I am old. I'm not yet married. I don't even have a husband. What am I going to do? So the fears are what are reflecting. That's what she's saying. And that is the story today. We are going to be talking about a story of a young boy. Who he was. What was he looking at in the mirror? Who was the person in the mirror? Okay? How did it come to that? Why it happened? And all that. And that's what you're going to get into in just a few minutes. Oh, when I look in the mirrors. Do you remember that song? So, mirrors actually have a deep connection in your life. Even on your phone, you have a mirror. You wake up and look yourself in the mirror. You're going to take a photo and you'll be like, I don't like that. Why am I so ugly? The moment you say it, it starts reflecting and you're looking at it and you're starting to look at yourself old. You even start seeing the wrinkles that don't exist. Okay? So the world, and I'm going to go into details for that. We have a long time today. The world is tired, and why? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. So, the world is tired, and I'm going to talk about that right now. Let me first get the song. Slow. I just want us to find our tune. for story time, I found one thing that we can always use during story times. Yeah, so that is the song that poor girl sang to herself. She said, this mirror is so bad. I look old, I don't have a man, I don't have a child. Help me break it. Help me break it. The mom is saying, let go of my mirror, please. It's not you. Okay, I'll put this. It's more like a fireplace. I love it because it's calm. Hey, so guys, let's get started. So the mirrors and this young child. Okay, and this is how it started. Once upon a time, in a far away kingdom. It wasn't a kingdom, it was a country. So there lived a woman, and this woman, they didn't know anything about God like we always tell, you know. So this woman, she had a child and she had a friend, and the child was a miracle child. What a miracle child is a child that is born out of miracles. Sometimes kids that have escaped death, sometimes pregnancy that came by chance when they told someone that they were not supposed to ever give birth in this world that we live in. So this woman had this child, and this child was a miracle child. So when she gave birth to this baby, the baby started getting sick. And when the baby started feeling sick, let me sit myself, let me just get myself like sit and just like, yep. So this baby got sick, and this woman knows it's a miracle child. She got this, she only has one child, and he was also a miracle kind of child. And the baby started getting sick, but I'm saying baby, but this boy was grown. The boy was like like 8 years old. No, like 7, 8 there. Okay, 7, 8. And this baby started feeling sick, and his sickness, the woman took the baby in the hospital, and the baby did not get better. The hospital was like, we don't know what's happening, we don't see anything, and all that. And the woman starts getting scared. She tries everything. She goes to the doctors, they fail her. She goes to anyone that she knew could help her with this specific issue, and they did not help her. It did not stop the baby from becoming more sick. The child became more sick as time went by, and friends were coming and they were asking, what is going on? Why is your child sick? Like, what are the doctors saying? And the woman is saying, the doctors didn't say anything. They're just saying that they don't see anything. We should try, spiritual kind. And she says, but I don't know any other person. Like, I've literally tried all the people that I know. Give me a second. So she said that I've tried everyone that I know, but like nothing is happening. And this is what the woman says to her. One of the friends visits, and this friend, she dealt in like spiritual kind of realms, like not God kind of realms, but like spiritual kind of things where like you go to the high priest, the witch doctors, here when we talk about rich priests, yeah, we are talking about, doctors that are not medical. So the friend told her, I have a place I'm gonna take you. If you accept, they will help the child. And she says, are you sure? She's like, yeah. And remember, yesterday I told you guys, you know what? You need to start being careful. Know the hand that gives you. In yesterday's stories, go check it out if you didn't see it. He said, go watch out for the hand that gives you, watch out for someone who advises you and all that. So the friend tells this lady, I have this place. If you take your child is going to heal and they're going to be okay. And the woman says, okay, you know, I will, because this is her only child, you know. She only has one child, and the child is a miracle child. So she says, okay. She talks to the husband, and the husband, she doesn't tell the husband the truth. She only says, you know what, I'm going to take my child somewhere. There is a doctor. She says there is a doctor. They told me that we haven't tried. And the husband says, do you want me to come with you? And she says, no. Secrets have started happening, and you know when secrets start happening, you know there is something wrong. Okay, so that's nice. So anyway, the woman comes in the morning, the friend comes in the morning to take this woman to the friend, the priest she's talking about. But the woman doesn't know anything. Like, she's literally lied too. And she takes the child with the friend to this high priest, and they go in a certain place. When they go in that place, this is what happened. Now listen very carefully, because this is very important. Yeah. A priest, and you know, not a real priest, but like this priest, you know, those priests, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, if you don't know, I'm talking about witchcraft. So they take this child there. Actually, no, it was a lake. It was a certain lake. So, and this lake is there. So she takes the child to this lake, and when they reach there, the woman and the priest, they start calling out something from the lake, and it's called Mother Earth. You guys need to be careful when you say things in Mother Earth, things like that, things you don't know, spirits like that, and you like, maybe you're making, I'm careful when I'm listening to like affirmations, because there's some that involve spirits, and you're going to invite a spirit in your life that you don't know. So be careful. So this spirit was Mother Earth, you know, and this Mother Earth mostly involves in giving childbirth and like wealth, kind of things like that. But there is a but. Let's leave it there. Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about? Like, you have to be careful. Which one? Of course, like normal herbs were created by God. So if you know like some good herbs that you can go, I personally grew up on herbs when I was a baby. They could like go and bring like aloe vera or like those kind of African herbs, and they give them to you, and then you drink them and you actually feel better. So that is different. But now this woman had specifically taken a friend to see a priest, and this priest took them to the lake. And when they reached the lake, this priest started calling out to Mother Earth. And he says, Mother Earth, it's us, your servants. We have come, we need some advice and help. And the priest calls this spirit out, and this spirit comes out of the water. Now, the woman is scared because she was not alarmed. She was not told. But we have that saying back in Africa that says your, what is it called? Your lack of knowledge does not take the crime off you. Just because you didn't know, it doesn't make you innocent. So she didn't know that they were going to go to the lake. She thought she was meeting with a priest. But the priest took them to the lake. And when they reached the lake, the priest was not the one working on them. They were summoning a spirit called Mother Earth. And they called it Mother Earth, Mother Earth, Mother Earth. It's Earth. Your servants will come. We need your help. And then the spirit came out of the water. The woman starts to freak out and she wants to take off with the child and the friend. And there are these people that are really hard-hearted, like their hearts are ready like stone because of what has happened to them. Anyway, let's move forward because today it's a long story and we have a long time. No, it was Mother Earth. The devil is different. The devil is Satan. That's his name. He has so many names, just like God. But he has demons that work with him. So this spirit was called Mother Earth. And it came out. The woman is trying to run away. It's too late. The woman, the friend, holds her hand and she says, do you want your child to be alive? You need to stay put, you know. Don't run. When you run, you're going to cause issues. And the woman stays brave and she stands. And the priest says, speak to Mother Earth. And she's scared because she saw something come out of the lake. And she starts speaking. It was a woman, a beautiful woman, a very beautiful woman. And I've always told you guys, just because Satan disguises himself as the angel of light doesn't mean he actually has light. But today we are talking about mirrors, and this is what happened. The woman, the child was unconscious. The child was not okay by the time they brought the child, so he was unconscious. So the woman starts speaking as she's shaking. She's like, Mother Earth, I've brought my child. My child has been sick for a while and I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to lose my child, but I need you to help me so that I can keep my child alive. Broski, how many times did I call your name? Keep telling me to jump and I'm about to jump on your head right now. Just joking, yeah. Let's move forward. So the woman starts speaking in fear, and this is what you have to know. Any spirit that involves fear in it is not a good spirit. It does not come from God. As long as there is a lot of fear and it doesn't stop it. Usually in the Bible you will say angels shout over to people, and you know, they were like, okay, you know, scared. They're like, but they said, do not be afraid. Because it's a good spirit, do not be afraid. And then fear would actually leave them immediately, and then they would deliver messages or like, yeah, deliver what they are told. But the bad spirits, they come with fear, and that fear doesn't go. You have to be afraid. You serve in fear. You ask something in fear. If you fail to do it, there is punishment of death or things like that. Things like that, watch out. So anyway, you're calling eyes. Oh, child. So don't make me laugh. Oh, child. I can't believe you say that. Some of y'all, ugh. Yeah, go right in the mirror and reflect what's actually in you right now. So this woman says that to this spirit that came from the lake, and the spirit says, what do you want me to do for you? And she says, I want my child to live. And then it said, bring your child to me. The woman is shaking. She can't even bring the child. So the priest takes the child from the woman's hands and he starts walking to the lake, and he gives the child to this Mother Earth. The spirit disappears with the child. And this is the woman speaking. telling this story, she says she was frightened because she looked at a friend. She said, my child, where did my child go? Please bring my child, bring my child. And she's crying because she thinks like the spirit has taken the child, which had really happened because the child had actually gone with this spirit. But this priest told the woman, stop crying, they're going to bring your child back. We're still here, we just got here, they've gone to heal your child. And this is what, the devil just moves in lies. So this thing was involving lies. Like, the first lie was, do not be afraid, your child is going to come back. The second lie was, they've taken your child to heal your child. How are they healing the child out of my presence? I am the mother. Why do you have to take my child away from me to heal my child? So anyway, this is why the spirit disappears with the child. And minutes pass by, and hours pass by, and in 3 hours, the spirit came back with the child. This Mother Earth that you guys sometimes manifest in, have to be careful. Why she gave the child up? I don't know. She wanted the child to be healed because she tried what she knew could help the child. And if you ask me really, it was lack of patience and not knowing the right route to ask from. And we are going to move forward with this. So, the spirit comes back with the child. And when the spirit comes back with the child, the mother sees the baby, and the spirit calls to the priest. The priest goes to the lake, and he hands his hands over, and the spirit delivers the child to this priest. And then the child is alive. So, the child went unconscious. And then the child comes out alive. And the woman, because she's seeing the child alive, she jumps in joy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for my child. Thank you so much for my child. Thank you. Thank you. So she starts thanking, and I say, but you have to bring this and this and this and this. So the woman didn't say what they sent her, but she brought things like they said, and it was done. But if you have watched my story time episodes, I've said this to you. When the enemy is giving you a blessing, he's actually not giving you a blessing. Whatever you're taking home that day is going to be a problem in a few years. Okay? So you have to be careful. You rather lose what you have than ask the devil for help. So this is how the mirrors come in. The child comes home. And what is water? One thing about water, it has a reflection. The water is a mirror, and that's why I say the mirrors are everywhere. Water is a mirror. There is a reflection. So in that due process, spirits can be transformed, or a soul can be actually transformed. So the woman takes the child back at home. And the question is, what do you think the woman took back home? What do you think the woman took back home? I'm going to be pausing and asking you questions because we have some time. And then we're going to go forward. What do you think the woman, what do you think of the child? Like, did the miracle actually happen? Did this Mother Earth actually help and resurrect this child who was actually in a coma? You tell me. People who are listening, I'll know you're listening, and I'll continue the story. Need that covered. Ooh. You tell me. What are your answers, mates? I'm actually gonna like ask a question here. Okay, let me ask a question, y'all. And then we can move forward. What happened? Do you think actually a miracle happened? Yo, mates! Start responding back, mates. I need some answers, and then we move forward. Feel the love it gives. Ba, ba, ba. Burger says she took back home. She took back home the child was grown. No, the child was not grown. The child was still the same size. The difference is the child was more alive. The child was not in a coma. The child was alive. That was the difference. But the child was still young. The child was still the years he was. Yeah, I work out. Okay, so he was healed. Okay, we'll take that. He was healed. And then they returned home after Mother Earth delivered a miracle. But I have told you before, the devil, when he gives you something, he's actually counting on you for a life force. So, this woman takes back home a child, and the husband was at home, and he sees a woman come in, and the child is alive, the child is talking, the child is up and running, and the dad is shocked. Everyone, even the neighbors who heard it, were like, what happened? She didn't tell anyone because she was not to tell anyone. So the husband said, it's a miracle. The child is doing okay. It's a miracle. See that? Don't play with me now. He was healed. So the woman brought back home a child. And the woman brings back home a child. This child is called Alex. So when Alex was back home, at first the dad was excited, the mom was excited, they made a party for the baby to be alive again. The man was so happy, and he was curious. He was like, who's this doctor? Take me to this doctor. I really want to know. I want to thank him for healing my child. The woman says, no, the doctor doesn't want to be, public and all that. The man says, okay, women, when they don't want to be asked questions, they even start arguing. So the man let go. Yeah, it was Alex. Let's go. No, they actually have to be 100 goats, 100 cows, and $1 million. I was just joking, y'all. My dad is dead. He's not dead, he's resting with God. With born agains, you don't die, you just sleep. He's sleeping. So let's continue with Alex's story. So the boy Alex comes back home alive than he went. But this is what happens. Alex starts playing in the house. The kids play, but they play with toys. And this is a big child. And this child was playing with something. And the mom finds him playing and he's talking to something. And the mom asks Alex, who are you talking to? And Alex says, my friends. And the mom is asking, but I don't see anyone. And with African parents, that's kind of nonsense. But this woman was relaxed. So he said, my friends. He said, oh, you're playing with your friends. Okay, so she doesn't care. The kid continues to play with these things, play with these kids. But this is the thing that happens. Each time they annoyed Alex, something would happen bad. So if she told him to go and do the dishes and he refuses, he says, I don't want to go, and the mom beats him, something would happen to the mom. Like, she would be going to the bathroom and she actually falls and hits herself hard, and blood comes out. And I have talked about blood so many times that when an accident happens and it's not a normal accident, it's the life force they are trying to suck in that blood. It's not the blood. That's why sometimes people don't even have to die for the devil to benefit, but he usually benefits from when they die and like they don't go and see where they're supposed to. So every time they annoyed Alex, something terrible would happen. Each time they would console him, something terrible would happen. So the woman started getting so annoyed, and she's like, what's up with this child? Every time I send him to do something and he refuses, something bad happens. And every time he's talking to people in the house, you know, and she tells the friend says, don't mind him, all kids do that. But this is the thing. Each time the woman was not with Alex, there was something with Alex. This is what happened. When the woman took the child in the lake, something came out of the lake, and it wasn't her child. It was a spirit. And Alex's soul was transformed through a mirror, a water mirror. The soul remained underground, and actually a new spirit came through the body, and that was Alex. So this is the thing. The mom didn't know what she had done, but each time she passed a mirror and she looked herself in the mirror, she saw her boy instead of her face. And this thing started bothering her. And she started asking questions. Why do I see my child each time I am standing in the mirror? So this is the thing. When you stand in the mirror, you see your reflection. How you did your makeup, or if you didn't, how your hair looks like. In the morning, maybe you have boogers on your face. Just joking. So, the woman, why she was seeing her boy is because of the guilt inside her heart. She was not her boy, but whatever was in her heart and soul that was eating her up because she didn't speak the truth, and she's saying the child is different. You know, because Alex was a normal child before he actually got sick. But when he came out, he wasn't as normal as he was. And this is real life, you guys. It's not even a story. I wish it was a movie. So be careful. So Alex starts growing, but you see, it doesn't resist him from growing because the soul is alive. The moment I've talked about the silver cord. The period the silver cord breaks, that's your soul dying. Then this body starts to rot and dies. Because it's the reflection of your soul. This body right here is your mirror of your soul, if you didn't know that. The way you look from your head to your toes, that is how your soul looks. Even if you go and make plastic surgery, the day you come out of your body, you will look the way you were. The way you were before you did the plastic surgery. Because this is one thing. When you do something to your body, it does not reflect your soul. Your soul remains who you are. But when you do something to your soul, it starts reflecting on your body, because your soul is what keeps the body alive. This body is your mirror and your reflection of the person inside you. That is why when people do certain things in life, it reflects each time they look in the mirror. For example, if someone killed somebody nice before. They have not seen themselves in the mirror. They like take a bath and take the blood off, and they clean and just like organize everything so that's like no one ever knows what they did. When they get time and they look in the mirror, it comes back. They see themselves doing what they actually did. It's not because it's happening that instant, but it's reflecting what's in their soul. Their mind is talking, I killed someone. So that is why each time they look in the mirror, that is what they see. So that is why, that's the reflection. And that's what I've talked about, like people being who they are and what they have. It reflects on their body, because the body is the mirror of your soul. If your soul is being sucked up day by day, your body starts weakening and growing dull and pale, and you're losing weight, and because there is something sucking on your soul. So your body is your reflection, it's your mirror, and it's very, very important to actually know what to do in times like these. So Alex grows. Because the soul was still alive and the silver cord was still alive, the body was growing with the boy. So the soul was there, but the body was growing because the soul was alive. And the mom is seeing the boy each time she looks in the mirror. When someone else looks in the mirror, they see the mom's face because that's the reflection in the mirror. While she's seeing the boy, it is the pain in her heart for the child. She's actually starting to realize that my child might have been transformed. This is not the child I had. And parents know because they have been with their child for a long time. The souls have a taste. Yes, your soul, like everything that happens to you, it happens to your soul. Your soul, actually, I've already said that your soul has more awareness and has more feelings and all that, like, because it's the real world, it's more realistic than the world we live in. This world we live in, it's kind of real, but it's honestly not that real. But the afterlife, your soul, because it lives forever. This body does not live forever, and that's what makes this world just what is it called? Just a temporary place. We all came to the world for a purpose. The time the silver cord breaks and your soul is supposed to go back home, that's when you realize that actually the soul is what was important, because it lives in the real world. It's eternity. The world it lives in is eternal. But the body's world is not eternal, just like the mirror, the reflection. So, Alex started growing. But each time the kid was growing, things were happening at school. He was doing things to the children, and people started actually reporting that. And one day, this is what happened. One of the teachers was going to punish Alex for having done something very, very bad. And when the teacher says that Alex looked at the woman, and the woman felt fear she had never felt in a child. But she still punishes Alex. And after she punishes Alex, when she goes home, she dreams when Alex is actually whooping her. The boy was in the dream whooping her. But I am telling you, Alex's body was home sleeping. But whatever had reflected on Alex was what was punishing the teacher. So the teacher reported that to the mom, and she says, so the teacher came in the morning feeling pain everywhere, and it was a dream. But she was feeling pain everywhere, and I've talked about dreams, y'all. Go check that out too. So it was a dream, but it was happening to her soul. That is why the body was weak. And this is the thing. Why the soul world is more realistic than the body world? This is it. it fights, it sees. So Alex fought in the spirit. She went and attacked the teacher, and she was fighting with the teacher's soul in the night. She bait the soul, and that is the woman. That's why the teacher woke up bruised and tired. The body feels weak, because that is how the soul was feeling. So the woman starts getting afraid, and it started happening constantly. Whatever reflection she was getting in her phone, she sees the child. In the mirror, she sees the child. She's like, I am with my child. Why am I seeing my child constantly? I live with my child in the house. Where is my child, my reflection? But I'm telling you, it was the guilt that was reflecting. That is why you can show yourself that you love someone so much. You give everything to show them you love them. But when you look in your reflection, you know you don't love them. Because when you look in the mirror, you're seeing your hurt. You're seeing your desires. You're seeing your fears. You're seeing your troubles. Whatever someone told you last night, you see it in the mirror. If, for example, someone called you ugly, when you look in the mirror, you see that because you are reflecting what is inside you. Okay? No matter how perfect you look on top, up here on your body, as long as your soul is bad or your heart is evil, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you know what you see. If you cheated on someone, that's why people who cheat, you go and cheat on somebody, they don't know that you cheated. But every time you look in the mirror, that is the only thing you see. You're a cheater. You're a cheater. Okay? And I'll give you another example of the reflection. You see this earth, before in time, this world could yield. And I'll give you an example of Cain. Before Cain killed Abel, he had good fruits. And that's why he removed the bad things, and that's what he gave to God. God rejected his sacrifice because it was not good. And he got angry. When he got angry, he killed the brother because the brother's sacrifice was accepted. And this is what happened. The land was cursed because of Cain. His land was cursed. One thing about murdering someone, one thing that actually happens to you, the first thing, the world cannot produce or yield anything for you. That is the first reflection you're going to get of yourself. Every time, as long as you murder somebody, every time you work hard, the money is not going to come. Every time you do something, they're going to not pay you. Each time, like, there is no benefits. There are no fruits that come out because that is the curse that actually happens to you immediately if you kill someone. So, another thing, another reflection I'm going to give you, it's the world. The world is tired. This earth is tired. That is why before people could actually plant good food and food could yield on its own. My grandmother was telling me, she was saying sometime that we used to, in my days, like you dig and plant beans and plant everything, and then the harvest comes out so good. You don't inject anything in earth. You don't have to put anything in earth, and everything comes out beautiful. Like the beans looked so good, fertile, the cassava, the bananas, like anything that you planted could come out looking good. But how you know that the world is tired? It's the reflection, the results it gives. The results are the reflections in the mirror. This time you have to inject the land, you have to inject food. You know, the things they do to food so that, you know, food can be grown. It shows how tired the world, the earth is. The earth is tired. People are tired. The world we live in, we are living on reflections of what has happened. I was gonna say, I was thinking of this, and let me actually say it real quick. fertilizes you. So the world is tired. People are tired. And this is why, okay? The reflection, and I'm bringing this out. Someone marries a man, like a man marries a woman, and in the beginning, it's so sweet. They love each other. They call each other names. Baby, honey, sweetie, okay, sweetheart, my honey, my love, my heartbeat. Oh, my love, my life. If you don't leave, I'll die. I'll love you until the legs in the world dry. My life for you is deeper than the ocean. Okay? It's just love, love, love. There is a lot of love in the beginning. And as time goes by, if it wasn't true love, it starts to reflect. This is the reflection. Someone who used to call you sweetheart, they start saying, you idiot. Shut up, what are you talking about? They just respond to you anyhow. They start calling you by name. Rachel, Rachel, you Rachel. How many times did I call? Okay? And then you say something and the man asks you if you're the one who built the house. Are you, what would you talk? Why are you talking? Who are you in this house to talk? But they knew you. They brought you, and he's talking to the mother of his child and the wife. But he's asking, who are you to say something in this house? That is how you know that people are tired. It's like you have no say in this house. But in the beginning, you had all the say. She made you to shut up. She made you to shut up and you could shut up. But now you're asking her, who are you? That is the reflection of actually what wasn't to happen. Of things that are happening. Now they are mirroring. It's a reflection, it's happening. You find that the woman loved the husband so much, they used to cook for them, they used to make juice for them, and the man comes back from home when the house is clean, the food is cooked, and they come home, they massage them, and all that's love because it's still new. Later, it starts reflecting when things happen in marriage, and these things start ceasing to happen. This is the reflection, the results. The man comes back from work and he asks, where is the food? And she shows with her foot. It's over there. It's on the dining. Go check it out. It's like, where is this? I don't know. Just go find it yourself. They don't even look at you when they're sending you. Oh, please shut up. Reflection of what was on love, but it was lust. It happened so quick, and now it's starting to cease, and the reflection is actually starting to happen. That is how you know that people are tired. Men are tired in their marriages. Women are exhausted. The world is exhausted. It's not delivering harvests, good harvests. People are tired. There's no longer love in the world. Time back, people used to help each other. Something happens to someone runs real quick to help them. This time, an accident happens and everyone will walk by. As long as it's not their person, their husband or child, they'll walk by like they didn't see it happen. Or that's when they have helped you actually, if they walk away. But the other thing they will do is that they will bring their phones out and they start recording because they want to be the first people to actually post that. We saw this happen. I was the first person to witness this. So that is the reflection. That is the mirror of the world right now where we are in. And it's because of what has happened. So what happens reflects on you. And that is what the mirror is. So Alex came back, but they had exchanged him through mirrors. And this is the thing. They were actually watching him in the mirrors underground. They chose his destiny. They chose where he started. They chose what would happen. And this is the thing. When he was tired, I think the dad did something weird. I think it was a punishment too sometime. And the kid was actually going to kill the father. And the man, this is what happened. When the husband started getting tired, and this is the thing, because they think him in marriage, their marriage actually started to fall apart. So they started having constant arguments. Your child, you stupid child. Your child is so disrespectful. And the woman is like, don't talk about my child like that. But she sees that something is wrong. So the man starts getting tired, and this is what he does. He leaves his home and he goes to his brother's place. When he goes to his brother's place, the brother was saved. He knew God. So when he went there, he asked the brother, and he said, I am exhausted. The child, since my wife brought the child back home, the child is weird. The child speaks to people in the middle of the night. The child does not listen to us. We don't tell him what to do. When you beat him, something bad happens to you. The brother says, What? What did you say? What the hell did you say? What happened? He said, did you ask your wife what happened? And the man tells the whole story. My wife took the child to the doctor, but she refused to tell me the doctor. So the brother says, you know what? Let's pray about it and see what happened. Maybe the child is just acting abnormal because of the situation he was in. You know, people try to find quick solutions because no one can think that there is something deep that happened to a child. And sometimes most of the parents, they ignore children. And this just does not happen in houses. Sometimes it happens in schools. In schools where you're not, your children are exposed to so many things. You don't know what activities took place today at school. Ask your children, when a child comes back home, ask them, what did you do at school? Okay? Do not just stop on paying fees and actually don't ask your children what they do. Some of you don't even know what your children do in schools. Some of you don't even know what your wives do when they leave home every night. They're going. You don't even ask them, where do you always go every night? Oh, husbands. A wife, you're very exhausted in your marriage that your husband comes back late at like 1 a.m. and you don't even ask questions. What it's going to do is that the mirror is going to start reflecting their actions in the house. And the results you might not like. And sometimes it might actually even be too late. So, but this man went to the brother, and the brother said, let's pray about the child. Let's just pray and ask God why the child is acting the way he's acting. And the brother says, okay, let's do that. So they prayed that night. But the man is not yet saved. But they prayed that night. The brother says, just believe in what I pray. They hold hands and they start praying, Lord, I give my brother into your hands. He's tired. His marriage is falling apart because the child is like this, like this, like this, like this. Like how I've explained to you guys. Yes, do not ever ignore your children. Like they come from school, you just give them food because you have a busy life. Please don't do that, because so many things happen where you're not. And then you're going to start seeing the reflections of the things that are happening behind scenes where you're not. But when you ask early and you know what your child did at school a day, you would know that actually they performed this, and you're like, what the hell is that? That's weird. You come to school and ask. And I have so many school stories I'm going to tell y'all that parents, and mostly boarding schools like back home in Africa, and I don't know if they're boarding schools here, but more like public schools. You don't know what they teach your children, and you are comfortable with it. So anyway, this is what happens. They pray that night, and in the night, when they were sleeping, the dad does not get anything, but the brother, because he is in the spirit, and this is the thing, things of the spirit are only noticeable when you're also in spirit. So at least find faith. If you don't have faith in life, find faith. Really find Jesus, I'll say. Find a true God who is going to stand with you and who's going to help you. So anyway, the brother dreams, and this was the dream. Sometimes the dream does not come straight. Sometimes it comes in corners, but you have to get it together. That's why you have to, if you're not at least saved, get some people who know God to be close to you. But your whole gang is a gang of smokers. Your whole gang is a gang of drunkards. Your whole gang is a gang of people who do their, don't do their things and they don't care about. You're not going to find someone who's going to help you in times like these. Because this is the thing. The woman had bad friends, and one of the bad friends is the reason why these things happened. So at least if you're not yet ready, why, I don't know, but if you're not yet, at least find a friend who is kinda in it. At least they read the Bible, even if it's like 3 times a week or 2 times. They might have a word for you that's actually, or else, as you're following channels, now that life is public, at least subscribe to one pastor, one man that actually preaches the true word of God, because there are so many false prophets. But one person that preaches, and you're like, okay, maybe they speak the truth. Anyone who speaks the truth, at least have them on the side in times like these, where someone has an answer for you. But most importantly, have God. Because even if you don't have people who can answer to you, at least you have someone you're going to talk to in the night, and they will show you something. So anyway, the brother has a dream about the nephew, and this was the dream. He dreams when the brother's child, or the nephew, I'll say the nephew, is coming to him, and this boy, he has a head of what is it called, of an animal, and the rest of the part is human, but the head is not human. And he wakes up in that dream, and he says to the brother, I had this dream about your child. That is not a good sign. I don't know why we prayed to God and I have this. And he says, should we go to my pastor and actually discuss? Are you okay? So the woman went to a priest with a friend. The father now is going to a pastor with a brother. This is the thing I told you. If you're not yet saved, at least have a family member who's saved, or at least a friend if your whole family is still, So, because then you have at least an answer for something. So, this boy, they go to the pastor, and the brother says, this is my brother, and yesterday he came to my home, his marriage is falling apart, and yesterday we asked God about the child because the child is acting weird. But I had a dream when the child's head is an animal and down the child is a human being. And then the pastor says, that is not good. He says, God was trying to show a warning that there is something wrong with the child. But let's continue praying, because we don't really know what actually is the problem. So the pastor tells them to fast and pray, and this is the thing. I've told you guys so many times. Sometimes you have to fast and pray to actually find out some of the your deep, I'll call it family dangers, family foundation dangers. Those foundation dangers can follow you up, or something huge like this that had happened to a child. It needed to go in the spirit. You don't just attack just like that. If you attack just like that, you might find a force actually more powerful, or there is no protection, and then you get hit back. You can even lose your life in times like these. So they go into fasting for 3 days, and they continue praying, and they say, let's pray and see what God shows us in 3 days. And this is the thing: the first day they pray, they don't see anything. The pastor says, I had a dream when your child is playing, but he was playing with animals. And I'm not saying that animals, but in the spiritual, like according to the Bible, sometimes we think so. The pastor says, let's continue praying because this is not so clear. They continue praying. So, but when they were praying, this is what happened. Because the devil says in spirit, because he's spirit. That's why I always say that life is so spiritual. So you guys need to really understand that life is spiritual and actually start walking that way. So this is what happens. The devil says that the child is going to be snatched, or the secret is going to be open, because that's what happens when you start praying. So this is what happens. The kid starts falling sick again. The woman starts calling the man constantly. Hey, what happened? You left me in the house alone and the kid is falling sick. The kid is falling sick. The kid is so sick right now. Come and take the child to the hospital. The man says, okay. The brother knows. He says, no, do not go. We are going to continue. We are not going to break the circle of prayer. The child is going to be fine. When you left home, your child was not sick. Now that we've started praying, your child is sick. Can you think about that for once? And he says, that is true. He says, he gives him advice, and he says, send money to the woman and tell the woman to go to the hospital. You meet her there. So that's what he does. He sends money to the wife and tells the wife to take Alex to the hospital. And the woman takes the child to the hospital. And in the hospital, it's like, what happened at first? They don't see anything, but the kid is actually starting to get sick. But this is what was happening in the spiritual world. The baby's soul was getting tormented because the enemy saw the escape. So he wanted to hurry and destroy the child, because that's what he does. So this boy's spirit, they say, for the child, because the child was alive when he was in the soul. So he was seeing everything, and this is what he's saying. He says, these things started walking towards me, and I was held in a glass. I was in a glass, and in this glass were so many other glasses, and there were so many children in those glasses. This is the child speaking. He's saying there were so many children in the glasses, and every child was in the glass, and some of them were there for some good time. And for me, I don't know what happened. I was just there, and these things started walking towards me, and they started beating me and piercing and tormenting my body. I think they wanted to kill me. I was feeling a lot of pain. This is the child speaking, and this is what I say. Your body is your reflection of your soul. Whatever is happening to your soul, it reflects on your body. So this boy was being tortured, and it was starting to reflect on the body, because the body was alive because of the soul. When they started torturing the soul, the body started acting up. So they tortured him. The kid started falling sick. But this is the thing. They want to distract the dad so that the dad comes home and the prayer is distracted. Because when two people are praying and they're not connected to the child, the prayer might not be as powerful, because it's a blood bond. Okay, so the child got sick. The mom took the child, and the doctors were like, we don't see anything that's happening, but actually your child is failing. So they start injecting the kid so that the kid comes back to life, but the kid is actually dying. The kid is dying. So what the demons, whatever Mother Earth and whatever creations were, they were trying to break the silver cord before a miracle happens. Yeah, your body is a reflection of your soul. So this is what happens. The child starts falling and falling back, and the pastor starts praying. So when they pray, and this is when now things are starting to work. God is also fighting because there are people fighting. Let me tell you. Let me say this one time. God will fight for you when you're also fighting. So, because the dad was fighting, that is the reason this fight was actually given a chance. So, they started praying. The man doesn't know anything, but he's going with the brother. He's believing too. They pray, and the pastor is also praying. And this is what happens. The pastor was home, and he was attacked. In the middle of the night, when he was praying and fasting with the brothers, he sees a snake in his house. And he says, where did this snake come from? So the family was screaming because they didn't know what was happening. When the pastor came, it was a snake, and the snake was roaming out, and it wants to bite someone in the house. And the pastor said, this is spiritual. This kid is actually deeper than we thought. And this is what I was telling you guys. Your reflection, wherever, like, everyone has a different battle. That's why be careful. You need to just like know what is like on your side and know how to fight it. But the good thing is that there is nothing that God cannot fight. So they start praying. So the pastor says, don't hit it. Let's pray. When the pastor was started to pray and calling the name Jesus, the voice spoke to the pastor. He heard the voice, and it says, the devil has failed in the spirit. He has come physically. Fight physically. Do you see that? Sometimes when the enemy fails in the spirit and he is stronger in the spirit, when he comes in physical, stop fighting in spirit and actually attack physically, because now you're given the power to fight. Because he was praying, it was not going to stop the snake from biting or causing harm or even death, because it was a spiritual thing. So the pastor was praying because he wanted God to do something, but this was physical. So right now he had to fight physical. So there are some battles that you have to fight physical when they come physical, because then you know that the enemy has failed and he's showing himself in physical. And when he shows himself in physical, honestly, you have the power ready to defeat him. So the pastor stopped and said, bring me the stick. So one of the guards in the house ran so fast, caught a stick and brought it to the pastor, and they started beating the snake in physical. They beat the snake, they fought with the snake until they broke its head off. And the snake died. When the snake died, the pastor immediately called the brother and the father, because he knew that if the attack came to him, who is even a pastor and stronger, then what about these young ones? So he reported real quick and said, stay in spirit, keep praying, don't break prayer, because this thing is actually deeper than you guys thought. So they started praying and praying and praying, and the kid is actually dying because his soul is tormented, and they're actually trying to break the silver cord. And this is what happened. When they continue to pray and continue to pray and continue to pray, that night, because they are tired, they rest. The pastor has a dream, and this was the dream. The kid was transparent. You know, like when you can see through someone? He saw on top physical Alex. When he saw through Alex, what would be Alex's reflection inside? there was Mother Earth. There was a spirit that was sitting and ruling in this body. When the pastor woke up from the dream, he called them. They came in the morning, very early in the morning. He said, call your wife right now. So the man calls the wife and says, there is the pastor, my brother's pastor is calling you right now. Leave the child in the hospital and come right now. And the woman is saying, what is wrong? I'm on the child has been sick. The husband says, this is the reason why the child is sick. Come here and tell us the things that you did. And the man, the brother is like, what are you talking about? He says, I also had a dream. So the man was quiet, but he also had a dream. In the dream, and this was his dream, he saw the wife going with the friend to a certain place. In the dream, it wasn't a lake, but they were going to see someone. But to him, when he saw it, their journey, when they were walking, there was a mirror. And that mirror, they traveled through it and they went that direction. But when the woman was walking with the friend, there was no mirror, right? This is the thing. Someone can take you to a spiritual road without you knowing. Just because it's not physically seen, it doesn't mean it's actually not there. So the woman actually says, how did he know? So she's scared, so she runs and comes to the husband. And the husband says, start speaking. Where did you take the child? Where did you take the child? The woman starts crying and crying. And she's like, you know what? I was scared. I took the child. My friend Rose, she told me there is this priest. We took the priest. And when we reached to the priest took us over to the lake. And this lake had someone came out of the lake and took the child inside. They looked and they're like, what? What? The man grew cold, but this was not the time to grow cold, because for the devil, it was his final hour. So he was working even faster to destroy his body and soul. So the pastor said, let's start praying. She said, let's go to the hospital. So they walk and go to the hospital very quick. And when they reach in the hospital, the child is still in a critical condition and he's actually going to die. The doctors are saying, what is happening to the child? His heart is failing and everything is failing. The pastor starts to pray. She said, let's start praying. They start praying. They pray. They pray. They pray. They call Jesus. They call God. They call his angels. Hey! The tongues came out. Hey! Jesus Christ. They prayed. They said, God of Abraham, you gave this child to this woman. You can bring this child back where he's cold. They prayed. You know, this is the thing. And I'm going to talk about this like after. After the whole story. So they prayed, they called God, they called Jesus, they called angels. And in the midst, this is the thing. When you're in physical, you don't see the battle. But the spirit world is actually fighting. And there is a battle actually happening through your words. And that's why I say be mindful of your words. When you are looking in the mirror and you say, I look so ugly today, you're going to see ugly the entire day. But when you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror and be like, I am so pretty. You're going to move with that with you, because that is what is going to reflect your word. So your words are very important. Be careful. So that is why I say you can also use, and I'm going to tell you this after, anyway, the mirror magic that I do sometimes at home. So anyway, they pray. And this is what happens. This is the child telling them. The child says, these things we are torturing my soul in the bottle, or who I was in the bottle. The angel Michael, the child says, Angel Michael. Did you hear that? You guys play with God. But the truth is, he's alive. And his angels too and everything. Yeah, exactly. So, no, not like the photo magic, no. I don't do that. Just the power of your word. Even the Bible talks about the power of your word. There is power in your word. Life and death is on your tongue. That's what the Bible talks, and it's talking about your reflection. So, Angel Michael shows up, and you might ask me, how does Angel Michael look like? He's an angel. He's an angel of God. The thing is, he's the leader of the army of heaven. And for me, in my dreams, I've seen Angel Michael a couple of times because I pray and call him for protection. And sometimes when I'm facing battles, I've seen him come and fight with me, and it's clear, yeah, he's an archangel. He's called Archangel Michael. So the child says he saw Angel Michael. It was clear because in the soul world, everything is plain and open. You know that this is Angel Michael. When you see God, you actually see this is God. You see Jesus, you be like, okay, this is Jesus. So there is nothing hidden like in the physical world. So the child knew. So when the angel came, he started battling with these demons. But where was the power? And the angel is powerful, but the thing is, he's not going to fight if there is no, like, what is it called, permission. You ask for that protection to be on you. You ask for that fight to be fought. So when they were calling the angels of God, this is what gave the angel chance to come. And I'll give you the example of Daniel in the pit. Who was it? Yeah, no, it wasn't Daniel. It was I'm forgetting his name. Who was praying and his things were sent, but the powers of this, who is he? He's called the prince of like the sky. I'll call him that one. So he held his things. So he had to pray again for the angel who's battling to come and fight and remove the things from him. But the angel was captured. And the question you might ask me, why the angel was captured? Because he didn't know. So he didn't pray, and that didn't go away. So anyway, the kid sees Angel Michael, and Angel Michael comes and starts fighting with these demons, beat and they're weak. God is so powerful, and his angels and his hand. So they start fighting. He fights with them, he beats them, he breaks the bottle and pulls the boy's soul out, and he says, we have to go. And then they start coming out of the lake, the same lake where they came in, and they were out, and the angel was bringing the soul back to the body. And that is why the child broke free, and Alex was brought back in his body. When he was brought back in his body, as they were praying and praying and praying, the kid starts coming back to life, coming back to life, coming back to life slowly. And they're saying the kid coming back, and the woman is screaming. The child comes back to life, and the child is crying, but he is so weak, so weak. Like, it takes a process to process, because this kid was absent in his body for some good years. Now you can ask yourself how you can be absent in your body. Yes, and these things can happen when you don't even know. Do you know that you can be taken and sin when you don't know? Yeah, sometimes you don't even have to give yourself, but you have to actually be in present for that to happen to you. So this boy was in present, and all the reflection of what was happening to his body, because he was being drained, because he was eating at home, but the mom is seeing the kid is being drained. His looks like bones. He's just like that. So anyway, Alex was saved, and the mom actually asks the brother to, you know what, I want this God who brought my kid back to life without asking for anything. and they all accepted Jesus and they were like saved. But this is the thing: when they went home, when the woman looked in the mirror, the mother of the child, she saw herself again for the first time in years. She saw herself. She was like, oh, that's when she knew. That's when she knew that she had committed a sin. She had actually, it was more like she had killed somebody without knowing. That's why he said, not knowing what you've done does not take away that you're guilty of something that you've done. So, anyway, that is how Alex actually gets back, but it was because of the mirror. He was taken to a lake and he was reversed. And the woman, her actions were reflecting in the mirror, talking back to her. So that is why I say it is very important to talk positive. Now let's talk about mirrors and positive, and why today's story was about that. When you go into the mirror, speak positive to yourself. Say, I am alive, I am alive, I look good. When you're going for a job interview, go to the mirror. Believe when you're talking this to yourself, I am being given this interview, I'm passing this interview, they're going to give me this job. And I'm not saying that that's where you put your faith, but you talk with belief that it's actually going to happen. And then sometimes it works. Most of the times it works if you really believed in it. So, like, take care of yourself when you look in the mirror. Every time any negative word is coming around when you look in the mirror, do not embrace it. Wash it out immediately and replace it with something positive. Look yourself in the mirror and talk nice about you. Look yourself in the mirror and talk about what you actually want to achieve, what you want to become. I am going to be a great entrepreneur. I'm going to have a big business. I'm going to have so many people, buy from me. And all those good things, talk to yourself about them. Because when you're talking to yourself, your mind is receiving. That's your subconscious. And when your mind receives and your soul is ready for it, then it comes to you. Do you guys have any questions? And let's go into the questions. Yeah, I've heard about the book of Enoch. I've read the book of Enoch. I need to read it again. I've read it. What do you want me to explain? No, you don't have to be scared. Today's story is kind of that scary, but no. The thing is, nothing can come in the mirror and snatch your soul. This is what I tell people to be careful about. When you're listening to affirmations, you want to know what they are referring to. When you are listening to sleep or like beauty kind of affirmations, or when you're just listening to wisdom kind of affirmations, there are some that bring in spirits in them. And then you just like be careful with people who be like, you know what, go into the mirror and pour this and this in the mirror and see water, that reflection. Yeah, so that you have to be careful with things like that. If someone like tells you to do some things with your image, the reflection of that can be transformed right there. So you have to be careful. And then when you listen to affirmations or like things like that, if someone says goddess someone, we're calling to the goddess of beauty, goddess Shashi or something like that, we call it for those things like that, you don't listen to. But anything affirmative like I am grateful for my life, I am grateful that I have something to eat today. I am grateful for my wealth. I am grateful for my... That is okay to listen to, because that is positive, and that's what I'm actually telling you to do. When you wake up in the morning and go in the mirror, this actually works so quick. When you speak positive, you live with a positive attitude the entire day. No one, and actually it starts to follow. Someone looks at you and be like, oh my God, you look so pretty today. But because you manifested that, when you were looking in the mirror and you say, I look like this, I look like this. And the other reflection is the things that we do. Be careful about the things, the things you do in life. Because they're going to speak back to you in real life. Each time you do someone wrong, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to see only that wrong thing that you've been doing to someone. So it's not even going to give you time to become a better person, but it's gonna send you to a deeper and deeper and darker state in your life. So just take care of your soul, because how you take care of it is what is going to reflect on your body. If you see so many people that deal in witchcraft, things like that, it reflects on their body. There is that fear on them when you watch them. They walk around, there is that energy, they walk around, they're like, eee, what was that? And then people, mostly we've seen this with people who sacrifice, and I want to tell you that I want to be a different story actually, of a man we know who sacrificed her child for money, and what happened will shock you. And that's going to be our next story tomorrow, so stay tuned for that and be careful, because whatever you do in your soul, it is going to reflect on your body, and you're going to, even when you don't ask for it, it's just going to be automatic. It's going to reflect. That's why people who have a lot of hate, it reflects on their body. They don't smile. You find someone like that, even when you say something funny, they don't laugh. Even when you do something good for them, they don't appreciate it. Even when, that is their soul, and it reflects. And the thing is, you cannot deceive what you are. You cannot lie about who you are, because it reflects on you. If you're a loving person, it shows on your body. You show others love. You love people, you take care of them. That there is no way you can be something you're not. It reflects on you. And that's why if someone is like jealous, I've seen some jealous people in my life. If they're so jealous of what you got, when you're telling them, it is hard to keep inside. It's reflected on their face. You see their faces turn and change. Peace goes away that they were having. They start looking for things they were not looking for. They start saying negative stories about what you've brought up. They'll be like, you know what, I had someone who did this to me, and that and you see people, if people like have been disappointed and they have not taken a step to heal and move forward, when they see people in love, they say, it's not gonna last. You just laugh and be like, oh, you guys are in love? How long have you guys been in love? Like, it'd be like 2 or 3 months. They'd be like, that's not gonna last. And you'll be like, what the hell did I meet today? And the other thing, if you don't love someone you're married to, it reflects on your body, because your body is your mirror. It's your mirror. You cannot hide it. If you don't love someone, you can pretend, but it is written on your face. When they do something, you're disgusted quickly. Your nose goes up so quick. If they, like, something happens to them, you're like, good. Or you're happy. You can't even pretend to cry with them, you're happy. It doesn't. Even people who kill people and they come to their burials crying, you will see them start laughing so hard after they have cried for like at least a few minutes. Then they will laugh, then they will walk around. You're like, what is going on? Your body is your reflection. You cannot hide it. If a man does not love you, it's written on top of them. Don't waste time with them. Just leave. Because this is the thing. You will see them do for other things they don't do for you. And they say they're in a relationship with you. They don't, take care of you. They don't pay attention to the things you like. The things you like are the things they hate. When you, they have every reason to not love you because they don't love you. When it's time for that intimacy, they have a boundary. Don't touch me here. Don't like it when you do it. And when they have, sex with you for like once a month, babe, run. Just joking. Run. I'm not even joking, y'all. Take care of yourself by respecting yourself and choosing yourself so that you protect your inner image, because the moment you get exhausted, it's going to start reflecting on you. People who are exhausted, I've seen some people in life that have had so many rough times that they have not taken a step to actually come out of those stages, and this is what happens to them. They stop taking care of themselves. Some of them stop showering, some stop taking care of their hair, some stop dressing nicely, some stop putting lipstick. When they see someone with a little makeup on, they be like they're going to hell. They wear makeup. See, dude, what's your problem? Go back and reflect yourself, and no, actually you're the one who has a problem. If you have a problem with someone else looking good, when you see someone succeeding and then instead of being happy for them, and there is something wrong that you need to work on, because the reflection is out. So thank you so much. Exactly. God bless you. Thank you. So anyway, do you guys have some questions before I leave? Hit me with some questions. Actually, I wanted to do a Q&A today, but I didn't. So your body reflects your inner self. You need to work from inside out. Before you work on your outside appearance, first work from the inside out. Tell yourself you're pretty. Tell yourself you're rich. Tell yourself you're wealthy. Tell yourself you're going to live in that house that you dream of. Tell yourself you're going to be successful. Even if it doesn't look like it's going to happen, even if. And the other thing is, don't force yourself things you don't like. If you don't love someone, tell them, because your body is going to reflect that. Your actions are going to be loud. They're going to speak for you. That's why people say actions actions speak louder than words. Someone might not say anything, but what they're saying is written on their face. Like, you come close to someone and they're like, you just know they hate you. They don't like you. But if you go to meet someone, visit someone, and they open their hands high, and they're hypocrites. But even hypocrisy reaches a time. It doesn't reach a time, but you can actually know it through the things that I say. People who pretend to love you, when you're successful, they don't like that. You see their faces change, their actions change, or actually stay away from you. They don't congratulate you. Yes, they pretended to be on your side. They pretended to love you. They pretended to be your friends. It doesn't last, because this is your reflection. This right here reflects what's inside you, so you cannot hide it. You can try to fool around with it, but it will come out someday. Yeah. Thank you, Boga. You've been so good in this live, giving me courage to keep going today. I write a book. You want me to write a book? Will you guys buy my book? What kind of book do you guys want me to write about? I actually, when I was young, and we were doing, what is it called? What they call English. Thank you. I give you one. That I was writing books and I had people. Let me tell you a quick story. There was this dude. He really loved to read my books, and other children in class also wanted to read my books, okay? But this one was obsessed with every story I read down. And he came home because I hadn't finished the story, and he came to my place, to our house, and my dad was still alive, and my dad was so protective. No, dude, if he found you with a dude on the road, okay, you were gonna answer some questions, mate. What are you doing on the road with a dude? So he was so protective, and he was a boxer, so people were afraid of my dad. They respected him, but at the same time they were afraid of him. So they weren't just like, so this kid didn't know my dad. He just loved my stories, and I wasn't finished with this specific book. And this is what happened, yo. I was at home and he came, and he asked for me. He was like, Sherry. He called my name. I was like, who's calling me? So I came out, and it's this dude. And I was like, what are you doing here? It's like, I couldn't sleep. I wanted to finish this story. Just help me, tell me the rest of it. I'm like, are you kidding me, mate? So we were talking. I was like, okay, I'm gonna write and finish it, and I'll give it back to you. And he left. And I went back in the house, and my dad has seen this dude. And he wasn't so good looking. So my dad was like, what do you want to do to us? Huh? You were standing with you want to bring such people at home? I was like, I'm finished. I was like, Papa, no, we were talking about a book that I'm writing. He's like, if I ever in your life of your existence see you with that dude in the road again, hey, I say it, I won't. Trust me, it won't happen again. So, but I was writing stories, and that's how like people wanted me to finish them. So, can you please finish them? I was like, okay, I will. But I stopped. I lost interest in writing. I'm not so good with, like, I've told you about my life, you guys, in my playlist. You can check it out. I've not started that much, so I am still working. I'm not so punctual, but maybe someone could help me like edit it out and all that. But I don't know. You just tell me, what kind of books do you want me to write about anyway? He did, but like, I'm telling you, he thought. Let me tell you another story. Yeah. It was so funny. It was my sister's story. That's how like my dad was so protective. Pops never played around his daughters. He only had 2 girls. They had to have a future, period. So he was so protected. And he was a boxer, so men feared him. They would never come. And they would just like wait for you in like some corners and just be like, hi. But for me, I could not even respond. If someone said hi, I'd be like, I just walk around. I don't want to talk to them because I knew what would happen. So one day, my sister gets malaria, and she hears most of the malaria at home, it gives you wounds. I don't know if you guys like have had that malaria incident, but back at home, like it gives you wounds in the nose or the mouth. So my sister, she got that fever and then she had wounds. And one of our uncles was so sarcastic. I told you guys that we grew up with so many people at home. So this uncle was so sarcastic, and my dad he was funny, but he never wanted people playing around stupidly. So my uncle came and he saw my sister, and he said to my sister, "Who kissed you?" That who gave you a wrong kiss. Saying to my sister that she was kissed wrongly. That's why she has like wounds on the lips. My dad, I telling you, my dad said, what did you say? He said, "You've stayed, you're welcome, get out." My uncle said, "I was just kidding, Valet, I was just kidding." He said, "You've stayed, you're stayed. You know the road that brought you? You need to start walking before I actually get out." If he said something, you need to start moving, yo. And my uncle left, and just because he was so sarcastic with my sister. But my poor sister was just sick. Nothing was wrong with her. So that is how he was so strict with us at home as girls. But he just protected us from, hunters. Men are hunters. Sometimes they don't know how to control the thing in their pants, so they can get out of control and they can ruin your future, like I've told you guys in some stories. And for me, there's some boys who are even brave enough to start. One of these dudes didn't even know me. he started bringing gifts to my house, and I don't know. So he said, "Sherry, they brought this for you, and I know I'm gonna get whooped." Oh my God! A gift for me from who? By what means? Like, what is the reason? So he could start. He came and he was carrying sugar and he was carrying gifts, things at home, bringing to the in-laws. And for me, I don't know. I pretend I don't know what he wants. I pretend I don't know he likes me, because I had just joined high school and this dude was brave enough to he made my dad in good spirits. Most of the times he came, he could bring it. And we were poor, so they just accepted it, but they knew you're going to do nothing. Him. So I think that's the only person who brought things. I was like, no way. I'm not being bold by that. It was so funny. How many brothers do you have? I don't have brothers. You guys can be my brothers. I have nephews though, and they're like my brothers because I've taken care of them. Their whole we've raised them. That's the first thing. At home, my dad raised most of them when their dads became so dumb. So they're brothers to us. But from my mom and dad, we don't have any. Yeah, but I don't have a ring. I have a ring. Ask me some more questions. I was thinking if I could do a stretch class tonight. Just tired. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, please. Do you travel? Yep. I love traveling. I've not traveled in the US yet at all. I love traveling, but I've not traveled a lot in my life. But I think I would love traveling as soon as I want to. I can start traveling. Yeah, it's for membership though. I've promised them stretch class every day. I've not done any. I need to work on that. But today I already posted for a hamstring flow. I've been focused on hamstrings because my hamstrings have been feeling so tight recently. So that is why I focus mostly on hamstrings. So if I do a stretch tonight for members, it's going to be upper body, but I'm just gonna put some music on and then we can stretch until we're tired. Yep. La see la I'm not from Nigeria. I'm not Nigerian. I am African though. I come from Uganda. That beautiful country. It's called the Pearl of Africa. But I do not talk like them. They're very good people. I love them. Am I planning on opening a studio? What kind of studio? Like a yoga studio, I would love that. I am so back on cash. I don't have enough, so we're gonna be on my what is it called? We're gonna be on my in my space for a good time. Unless if you share these videos, you comment and we grow, then we can have a studio for yoga if that's what you mean. Yes, I do hamstrings. I just did a hamstring flow today. It's so good, so good. Go try it out. I think even the stretch from yesterday was also 2 days ago, was also legs and hamstrings, but the rest are gonna be hips. Those have been tight too. And upper body. I'm releasing a lot of upper body recently because yo, my body been feeling like it's just I'm being dumb. What other questions you guys have? Yeah, I really kind of sound like that, so I do not really sound like them at all. Oh, thank you, Robert. Yeah, so I would love a yoga studio of my own, but I can't right now. Have so many responsibilities, yo. I can't even tell you my shit, but that's why I'm working so hard. Trying. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, if I change that. When I go back, I visit my family. I am more of a church girl. I spend most of the time helping my mom with church, but I don't know what I'm gonna do for fun, but I love spending time with family and church because even when I was still home, I'm not the kind of person who hangs out. So I'm home watching movies with my sister if you're on good terms. And then with my mom, helping her out, here and there. And then, yeah, with my nephews and cousins if they're around. It's just that. Only we could go out if there is enough cash. I'm just trying to work so hard so I can build my mom a house. We live rent free because we've suffered on that a long time. I just want to do something good for my mama. So yeah, I don't have time to do that, to hang out and do all that. But it's not bad to have fun. So times like when my sister treats me or I treat her, when there is something, or my mom, go for like a massage therapy, like go and have a spa. So it's called a spa day. Go out and just like have a little relaxation. Ooh. And I love working out. I've not worked out in a while because I've been kind of sickly and having like a lower back issue, and my knees have been acting up recently. So I've been like staying away from the gym for a while. Yep, but I love working out, so that takes some of my time. And then now I'm concentrated on growing, build, and flex. So, nope, I don't have any kids. I don't even have one child. Maybe God will bless me with some kids in the future because I still have those that I'm taking care of that are around. So, I can't have kids right now. Thank you so much. He'll give you all my cash. My sister is not married. So if there is a serious dude who wants my sister, then I connect you. She will kill me. She's not married, yo. But she doesn't mind like trying to talk to someone, see how things go. I'm balling really heavy. You're heavy? How much does it cost to build a house there? Honestly, it depends what kind of house you want to build this. But the most important thing is to buy land, and then you can start from there. But like buying land and building a house, I don't know. I kind of calculated that back then. I was like, God help me. But I don't know, like, let me see. Buying land. And today's live, that's why it ended early. So we have enough time for Q's on A. Yeah. Still loading. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Searching. Kinda like it when you come wonderful. Yeah, so land varies from at least 6 but that like 100 million and plus buying land, and then building can cost like 70 million to 100 million, but Ugandan shillings. So I don't know how much that is in total. 100. So, let me see. Don't be shy. Come and be the man I need. Da 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 da. I want it. Kinda like it when you call me wonderful. Ah! What the hell is that? So it could take 47,000 US dollars to 50 US dollars to build 50,000 to build like a house and buy land, something like that. Yo, what other questions are here? You work out all the time. 20 kids. Woo! Gotta rhyme. Oh, thank you. Whoa, whoa, yeah, whoa. That's such a crazy question. Yeah, so like spa day. I've never had a spa here because they've told me spas are expensive here. So, but I love that, like someone letting go and someone taking care of your body for you. Just feels amazing. And I love, what's crazy, I love, what's this called? Um, Deep tissue. I used to do that most of the times, like when you, deep tissue is actually so good if you go to the gym a lot. It just helps you to like chill some muscles out. If you don't do like ice bathing and all that, I don't try all those. I don't want to ever try ice bathing. So it looks good, but I don't ever want to try it. Yo, all muscle, then that's really good though. Do they take credit cards in Uganda? They do. They do, but the owner has to be around. I wanted to do for members only before I go to bed, so that I release all tension, but it's just like putting music and just stretching with you guys. Yeah, so you have to, most people, like if they have land, building comes slowly, but honestly that's the hardest time. when my when Pulp's died, I'll say, what will belong to him was stolen away by his stepbrother, and he was actually going to cause chaos on his burial, so we just left. We were like, it's okay. He left the things. It's okay. We don't need them. So some people are blessed that they have land. So building doesn't usually take a long time for them. Thank you, Noel. No. Okay. Deep tissue massages, they're the best. They're painful though. So only if now, like when I am sick, honestly, I wouldn't go for deep tissue. And your body hurts. You just want to relax and let go of tension. Then that is why in yoga we actually have deep tissue. I have some of my floors that are deep yoga. Like you go deep into your muscles, and by the time you're done with that, you actually feel better. So that's more like deep tissue kind of therapy. Really? Thank you so much, Robert. Yeah, that is so good. Let's see. They're not dangerous. Unless if you don't feel good. I mean, they're not dangerous. You can do deep tissue if you don't feel good, but it's going to be painful. That is the only bad thing about it. It's gonna be so painful. But if you really feel sore from working out, I'll go deep tissue. Like there is a way it's kind of painful, but when it's done, it is amazing. You feel your body. It's like taking offloads off your body. There's still you could go and check out on my page. I could do that here, but I haven't figured out to edit that over. But you could check out my page. You just click the join. Let me see. And then you can choose any membership pack. I haven't done special packs yet of like posting for special packs. But I'll be working on that pretty soon. So you just go to join. I don't have that because where is it? Nope, it's gone. So you just click the join pad and you join. On Sundays we do live yoga. On Sundays, every Sunday from 7 to 7:30. That's when they start, and it's 1 hour of stretching on Sundays. It's the only day we don't have story time. I'm trying to make this. I'm trying to do this a little bit more so that we can grow the pace we're growing, but like still posting almost all the time. I am 5'4". 5'4". All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in today's live. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Today we talked about mirrors and your reflection, and I gave you guys a story about a child's transformation that happened. But luckily enough, he was saved. And that the mirror is not only about that, but it's also about how you see yourself, and also taking care of your soul, your heart, your mind, because that actually reflects on your body. So that was all we were talking about. So thank you guys a lot for all the love in the comments, for subscribing, if you've subbed, if you've liked, if you've commented tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the night. Good night.